Hello everyone, it is Skyz here and welcome back to another settlement tour. So as some of you may know, I have been building up the Sunshine Tidings Co-op, which is my second favorite settlement in Fallout 4, right behind Sanctuary Hills. And I'm at a point where I'm happy with how it looks, and this is a settlement tour of it. I recently just got done with it. I actually did this tour already, but I don't know what happened to my footage. But that is besides the point, though. So this is actually my Mercer safe house, which is why I kind of chose to do with it. Don't look at the rest of the map. So I have about 21 settlers in here, and this is really a railroad settlement. So I recently swapped my character to being both a Minuteman and a railroad agent at the same time, because I see my character as being equal rights for all, and he really wants to help the people of the Commonwealth, but the Minutemen don't really they don't have any ambitions of doing that. So he's also the Minuteman general, but he's a mix of both. So I see him as more of like a neutral type of party here. But so this is the front gate here. I have the entire summit walled off, which I don't know how good it looks, but hey, whatever. What can you do? Try to make this scene feel like a really fortified synth relocation and rehabilitation center, because some synths are probably not too equipped to go out and join other settlements, and that shouldn't be there, but that's besides the point. I see this place as being a not retention center, a rehabilitation center. So synths will learn the basic ideas of farming and whatnot, and then the Minutemen will adopt them into their many settlements across the wasteland. This is one of few that are here, but I'm only going to build a few because, well, I don't have all the time in the world to be doing this. So, got two Minutemen guards to keep good eye on the front gate. Here is the provisioner that supplies this place from Red Rocket, which is really the headquarters of my settlements, but that's besides the point, though. Nothing too much to say about this. It's decently well fortified. I would think that the railroad wouldn't be as savvy when it comes to like defenses. They would only really have turrets and shit. But that is besides the point, though. So we're gonna go immediately to the left here. I broke this up more into quadrants, so this is like quad 1 right here. Do-it-yourself broke after the next gen update, but there used to be a cool thing here with a little armory, or like a little stash for this guy to go ahead and use. He's a cool laser rifle. I have a mod. I actually just bring the HUD opacity up a little bit. I have a mod that allows me to just immediately just press trade or inventory on everybody, so it works out fine. But yeah, this is supposed to be more of like a little stash for ammo and whatnot. I actually have 3 dogs in the settlement that all come from USO. I'll leave that in the description. It's one of my favorite mods. It has a bunch of there's an all complete version, but after the update, it kind of fucked with everything. So this should not be here. These should be gone. Besides that, though, the dogs live here, they eat here. Probably should remove their bowls, but I removed this with scrap that settlement, so I don't know why that's here. And then Bob's Iguana Bits. This is obviously, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and just, so that I'm not getting talked through the entire episode, or the entire video. Bob's Iguanas obviously is a in-world establishment on the west coast. Bob's Iguanas actually is human meat, for those who actually do not know that. It's not iguana, it's human. I think it's 100% human. I could be wrong. I think we learned that in Fallout 1, maybe 2. We learned that in classic games, and I thought, you know what, Bob's Iguanas is all over the fucking Commonwealth. It is everywhere. So they probably have some place where they make it, and right here at Sunshine Tidings Co-op is exactly the right place for it. This is like the mess hall / eating area for all the settlers. Nothing really too much to say in here. Got a cool table where he cooks up shit and trades up some stuff, and yeah, this is pretty much it. Today's menu is a lot of cram. He likes cram in iguana bits. Who knew? And then coming back behind the shack here, Obviously, we have some defenses. The guard should be here, but he or she's currently not. This is like the second entrance into the settlement, so it has to be somewhat well fortified. And seeing that there's only one guard post I put here, I thought they got a little tower of some armaments they bought off the Minutemen, because I see the Minutemen as being the manufacturers of a lot of the equipment the railroad ended up using. This is my version of my Souls of Fire, by the way, for those who are wondering. And so this ice cooler here wasn't originally here. I put it here. I had a little I think this is dead drop. I could be wrong. So I mean, now really that the Institute's gone, they don't really have to be secretive, but you know, they like to keep secret, so they have little stashes and whatnot all over the place. Back here, there's supposed to be a hobo. I've yet to find a perfect hobo to be back here. And they sell chems! This is actually a Raiders chem map. Comes from USO. Got a lot of the things some come from USO. But I shouldn't have this yet, but as we're recording, I've recorded well into the future of the series, and I may or may not have access to these. I'm not going to spoil. But the module gives me access to all of the amenities that come with the fucking Home Sweet Home quest. So we got these. Unlocks all of the cool shops and stuff. So that's quad 1. Nothing too crazy. It's really basic. Quad 2 though is kind of where things pick up just a little bit. So this is like the infirmary hospital area. This is really a major trading post. We'll get to the trading post in a second, but so this is where they will come to eat and sell their goods. We'll get that in a second. And just in case they're hurt or they need some stim packs or Radaway or whatever, they will come here to the infirmary and get their stuff together. You got beds, and it's a pretty good time. Nothing too crazy. Nice little gator claw there. And then I have a mod. Graffiti's Signs is one of my favorite mods I've ever used. I'll leave a link to the base mod in the description, because you're going to need the base mod to use some of the signs you're going to see throughout the rest of this settlement tour. And one of them is the Vault-Tec dude signs for his shop. I rescued him at some point, sent him to Sanctuary, took him back to here, and now he runs a shop here, where he can sell all sorts of things. He can sell 3 handguns, some acid, some antifreeze, maybe fucking, what is this, probably like 17 boxes of shells or whatever, some ammo, some tools, basically just anything he can possibly find. Maybe some old Brotherhood gear that will no longer be needed by the Brotherhood, some weights, and you know, this is just the general trader of the settlement. I try to keep them somewhat specialized in components and junk, because I have specific traders. I have all 5 traders in the settlement. I try keeping them the specific ones for guns and ammo, but armor and clothing. But this guy just sells and buys everything at a cheap price, 20% off except steak knives. So kind of cool. This is the guards barracks. Nothing too crazy to say about the guards barracks. I wish there was a version of the bunk, either a version of the bunk beds that have like a little shelf so I can put the foot lockers, or a foot locker that will just like kind of hang. I don't know how realistic that would be, but they each get a foot locker, so the tall people sleep at the bottom, or sleep on the bottom bunk, and the short people sleep on the top bunk. And then here they got a few weapons. This is not the main armory. We'll get to that at that's like the very last thing we'll see. But this is this is where the guards sleep. Night shifts will sleep here during the day, and day shifts will sleep here during the night. And behind here, we have this little rundown shack. What's in this shack, you may ask? Well, my friends, inside of the shack, we have the Minutemen Embassy. So, I recently decided, as I already said in this video, to play both as a Minutemen General and a railroad agent. So the railroad will save synths, they'll send them here, they'll rehabilitate them, and then at the embassy here. They'll find the perfect settlement to send them, and there they will live out the rest of their days as long as their batteries will allow them to. This is where they'll stay. This is a retired Minutemen dude, as I see it, and he's in charge of sending the sends from here to across the Commonwealth, because in the Commonwealth, race does not matter unless you're a super mutant. If you're a ghoul, if you're a synth, if you're a human, does not matter. You are seen as equal to all. So here they'll come here and get relocated somewhere. Kind of seems like a little bit. What's the word I'm trying to find? A little bit strange, maybe a little bit dystopian, but hey, you know, whatever. So that's quad 2, 3 buildings. I mean, that's not really a third building, but 2 buildings and a homemade shack. I think it works out just perfectly fine, and I'm doing pretty decent at times, so it's not too bad. And then the third quadrant is really more of a residential area, so this tower is not here. It comes again with USO, and I thought, you know what, the railroad and the Minutemen might have some sort of process of making concrete and building some sort of structure here, even though it kind of looks pre-war. But this is where 4 people will live, 2 rooms per. They have to buy their own storage containers and I'm trying to think, beds. So basically, they work here, but they have to pay for their own room and board. It gets taken out of their thing. And if they want storage for whatever, they have to buy that on their own. If they want a bed, they're supplied with a sleeping bag, because they're not. This place isn't really meant to be a living area, so you really have to work hard to get a bed here. But so they pay for their own bed. I actually know who has a sleeping bag, and this mattress here, which I think is kind of funny. This guy opted for a frame and just threw his sleeping bag on top. Perfectly adequate to keep out of the cold. And that's this building. This building here is the clothing shop's house. And you're gonna see this should not be here. I originally had a shack here, and then it kind of got deleted because I was a dipshit. And this actually is kind of replaced here. A lot of the things are not supposed to be exactly here. Like this is tilted. See, when the next gen update came out, I forgot to install USO. No, it was the master plan. So anything with that required the master plan, which is like vanilla extension, where did not work properly. So, or no, whatever. Either way though, I forgot to install a mod, and that's where this thing got taken out. But thanks to Place Anywhere, I was able to place it pretty much as perfectly as possible. But I apparently forgot to put these things back the way they were intended, but that's alright. I have a lot of turbines as power in this area. Purely because I don't like having the idea of having just one power room. I feel like they would be a little bit green, you know. They would have turbines and shit everywhere. So they have 3 turbines and a windmill. It works perfectly fine. And then the last part of quad 3 is this house here. This comes with fuck, what is it? It's like border junk or something, and it is a fantastic mod. It really makes steel objects feel like they're actually made of steel. I'll leave a link to this mod in the description because it's probably one of my favorites. I've actually used this a little bit more in another settlement, which I will show off at some point in the future. Even after the series is done, I'm going to keep building settlements because I kind of like the idea of this dual idea I have in my head. But anyway, though, border junk here. This is where the armor dude will sleep and the weapons girl will sleep. I did have these rooms decorated before the next gen update, and seems kind of lazy for me to leave this here. But you know what? Maybe they're not too keen on keeping inventory inside of their house. Maybe they want to keep it at their shop. Speaking of that, starting quad 4, we have the shop. Perfect, beautiful. This caused a little bit of weird pathfinding issues with the people who actually run these stores. Clothing dude or clothing gal here the armor dude, and then the weapons trader is kind of just chilling on the roof, apparently. Or is that... No, here she is. I don't know who the fuck that guy is. Besides that, though, this is the main trading hub in this area. So starting off with Mayans Outfitters. This is where they will buy clothes and whatnot. This actually right here is an armor. This comes with the Ellie's. I forgot what mod's called. It's an Eleonora mod. It adds a lot of clothing options. Right before I actually found the mod I used for my outfit here, again, I actually used railroad fatigues, which I think this bitch is wearing, something like that. But yeah, so that's the clothing shop. The armor shop here, again, sells armor. Nothing too crazy. He has a cool T-51 helmet. Nothing really else to say about this, but Lion's Pride protection, high quality armor, limited selection. I like to think this guy's like an ex-Brotherhood soldier, realizing that he doesn't align with Elder Maxon's beliefs, so he left the Brotherhood shortly after Elder Maxon took power and came to the Commonwealth and became a armor merchant, kind of like the Scribe, but I can't get the Scribe because Bethesda broke everything. And then lastly, we have Bombshell Betty's guns and ammo. Excuse me. Big guns are our specialty. Assault rifles, Gauss rifles, missile launchers, flamer, and fat men. Get your hands on Betty's big guns. They really don't seem like you really sell big guns, but she's got a cool selection of guns hanging up on the wall. And one of my favorite little things all these come from graffitis again. Guns and ammo, no background checks, no waiting period, and no credit. Again, use the border junk thing here. I think this adds quite... I love this. Okay, maybe it's a little bit buggy. But absolutely love this mod. And I think this is probably my favorite thing in the entire settlement. Yeah, there's nothing else much to say about the shop here. This building, keep out, protected by the railroad, keep out. This is what I consider the comm station for the railroad. So if the old North Church was to ever go down for any reason, they would still have Sunshine Tidings Co-op with this lady protecting this bitch at all costs. These come from Military Clutter. I'll leave that in the description. And this is just a comm center, terminals and shit. Before again, a lot of things broke after the next gen update, but before the next gen update, I had terminals and wiring go all over the fucking place in this room, and it looked really cool. Really fit the railroad aesthetic, but again, a lot of things broke. So I made it a little bit more simple. This is where the heads of the settlement or the Sunshine Tidings Co-op will come here and plan out operations and whatnot. This is really a secret area where most people shouldn't be, but seeing that I am Fixer, I think it should be fine. And Diamond City Radio, I think, works because this is also a radio station, and this is where they will sound off radio stations, or radio waves, and yeah, this is just the beacon. But anyway, though, the water tower here, I feel like this place would have a water tower, so this place is a water tower. This telescope here overlooks do I have a gun with a scope on it? I don't think. Darn. Okay. Well, this whole area here is still riddled with gunners. I've yet to go up and clean them out, so I think they would want to keep an eye on them because, you know, I wouldn't want to have gunners attack the settlement in my sleep. This should really be walled off again. But as you can tell, I got to this house and got really, really fucking lazy. But besides that, though, nothing too special with this area. This is another residential area. Like, these are the last two things here are a little bit more residential. This is just where two people sleep. Nothing too fancy about in here. And here's more of like a recreational area. There should be a dumbbell set in here. Apparently the mod broke because a lot of these should be gone. Okay, I need to fix some of this, but I cleaned out a lot of the trash in a lot of the cabins, but I guess They reverted. Anyway, though, this is more of a recreational type of thing. After a long day's work, they can either go to the bar, or they can come here to play fucking checkers, or read Grunak, or drink a Nuka-Cola Quantum. Who knows? 4 people will sleep in here, and I would see that like these 2 houses are really meant for the heads of the settlement, people who work over here or overlook guarding or whatever else. The last part of Quad 4 is again the armory. God damn it! This fucking shelf keeps disappearing. It's like the 8th time I put that fucking shelf up. Basically during an attack, this thing will open and people come and grab guns. It's basically first come first serve. People who get the plasma rifles will be fine, and then last pickings will be probably most likely be the pipe pistols and whatnot. Basically just a collection of weapons they can use to defend the outpost here. And then this is sort of quad 5, not really. I don't really count the middle as a part of this. But so this is like the farming plots with graffitis again. You get these really cool, or one of the things, you get these really cool little plant signs telling you what's on what plot. So I got 2 meat fruit lines, I guess. I don't really know what the term would be. I got 1 tato, a lot of carrots. I was originally gonna pull an oxhorn and just use carrots, but I think it seems a little bit more thematical to use other things. So this is all carrots. And fun fact, the guy who owns the mattress is this guy here. Kind of funny in my opinion. And then gourds, melons, and even more carrots. Again, once across here. I actually found a mod that allows me to plant crops, and basically they snap across to each other like they should, in my opinion. So this is probably the last time you're ever gonna see me kind of freehand it. I think I did a decent job, but like the corn, if this wasn't all in the way of them, it would be a little bit hard to find. And the last area here is the workshop. So again, this thing keeps disappearing. Nothing else much to say here. This is where they will come to work on weapons or armor or cook up some chems, which is sort of seen frowned upon in I don't know the hell that's there. Anyway, in my eyes, at this point, with the railroad and Minutemen working together, using chems would be seen as being sort of frowned upon. But you can't really stop people because, well, it's the wasteland. There's no laws or regulations, so by all means, go ahead and use chems. This is a refilling 2 miller EC thing, which only gives me about 10. But this is necessary for me to keep using my Gauss rifle, and that's about it. This is the entire settlement. I think it turned out all right in the end. I think it looks good. I like the way it looks, and I don't think if I was to go back and do anything, I wouldn't change a thing, because I think this looks great. I like this. This is probably one of my favorite settlements I've ever made. So besides that, though, I think that closes out this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below your type of phone. I use an iPhone, and I will talk to you all later. Peace.